He was heir to the greatest kingdom of his age. The throne was his, the crown was ready, and on the very morning he was meant to become king. He walked away from all of it, not because he was forced, because he gave his word. This is the story of how one promise broke an empire and set in motion a war that would decide the fate of good and evil itself. His name was Rama, Prince of Ayodhya, seventh avatar of Vishnu, born into the world not as a god demanding worship, but as a man who chose again and again to do what was right, even when it cost him everything. Years earlier, his father, King Dasharatha, had made a promise to his wife Kaikeyi. Two wishes granted without question. She had saved his life once. He owed her the debt. She waited, and on the day Rama was to be crowned king, she called in that debt, not for wealth, not for power. She asked that her own son take the throne instead, and that Rama be exiled to the forest for 14 years. A king's words once given cannot be broken, not even for a son he loved more than his own life. Rama could have refused. He had the right, he had the love of every citizen in Ayodhya behind him. Instead, he removed his royal garments, put on the simple clothes of a forest dweller, and walked out of the palace gates without a trace of bitterness. His wife, Sita, would not let him go alone, nor would his brother Lakshmana. Together, the three of them walked into 14 years of exile, leaving behind a kingdom that wept at their departure. Life in the forest. For years they lived simply, hunting, building, surviving. Rama never once complaining about the throne he would given up. But deep in that forest, something far darker was watching. Something that had heard of Sita's beauty and Rama's growing legend, and it wanted both destroyed. One morning, a deer, unlike any other, wandered near their hut. Golden, glowing, impossibly beautiful. Sita begged Rama to catch it for her. He should have known better. Nothing that beautiful appears by accident in cursed forest. He chased it deep into the trees. It was a trap. An illusion crafted by the demon, king's servant, drawing Rama far from the one person he was sworn to protect. While Rama was gone, an old ascetic approached Sita's hut, asking humbly for food, a guest no one could refuse. He stepped across the protective boundary line drawn by Lakshmana to help him. The moment she crossed it, the disguise fell away. Standing before her was no holy man, it was Ravana, the 10-headed demon king of Lanka, and he had come for her. Sita fought, she screamed for help across miles of empty forest, but Ravana seized her, and his flying chariot rose into the sky, carrying her away toward the sea, toward a kingdom from which no one had ever returned alive. But one witness saw everything. Jatayu, an ancient, massive eagle, old friend of Rama's family, rose into the sky to stop him. He tore at the chariot with his talons, fought a demon king twice his size, bled and broke his own wings, trying to save a woman who wasn't even his to protect. It wasn't enough. Ravana cut him down and flew on. Jatayu fell to the forest floor, dying, but not before he saw where Ravana had gone. When Rama returned and found the hut empty, something in him broke. He searched. He searched frantically, calling her name into different forests until he found Jatayu barely alive, waiting only to deliver his final words. Lanka, the old eagle whispered. He has taken her to Lanka, and with that Jatayu closed his eyes for the last time. Rama knelt beside him in silence. Grief gave way to something colder, something unshakable. Standing alone on a cliff as storm clouds gathered, Rama made a second vow, quieter than the first, but far more dangerous. He would find her, and whoever stood between them would learn exactly what it meant to cross a god who had chosen until now to live as a man. Ram meets Hanuman. Rama removed a ring from his own hand, the only thing he had left that Sita would recognize, and placed it into Hanuman's palm. Find her, he said. Tell her I am coming. It wasn't a command, it was a plea from a husband who had nothing else left to give. But an ocean stood between them and Lanka, vast, endless, impossible to cross by any ordinary means. Hanuman hesitated, doubting himself, until the wise old bear king Jambavan reminded him of something he had forgotten. You are no ordinary Vanara, Jambavan said. You are born of the wind god himself. There is no ocean, no sky, no distance you cannot cross. If only you remember who you are. Something shifted in Hanuman. His body began to glow. His shoulders squared. He climbed to the highest peak on the shore, crouched low, and with a force that cracked the mountain beneath his feet, launched himself into the sky. The ocean stretched below him, endless and dark. Lanka waited on the other side, and with it, an enemy who had no idea what was about to fall out of the sky above his golden city. What Hanuman found on the other side of the ocean would shake an entire kingdom to its foundation and prove the smallest seeming ally can carry the fate of gods on his shoulder. The story continues in part 2.